Hi guys, welcome to Palace of the Core. My name is Stephen Dawes. Thank you for joining me and thank you for supporting the channel. Right, the Sunderland game was something I thought would be a tough game. Sunderland have had a good start to the season and they've been playing really well. They've got a lot of good new players in over the summer, and so I thought it would be a tough game, and it actually was a tough game. And but you know, I don't think we did badly at all. In fact, I think that on another day we might even have won that game, the chances that we created. But you know, well, I'll go through it anyway. First of all, Jeremy Pino started from the beginning, which was good to see. I wanted to see more of him because he played really well in the other game where he came on as a substitute. So I wanted to see how he was going to play. I was also hoping that Uche would come on at some point, which he did. So the first half was actually quite a tough game for us. I think that, you know, even though we were doing our thing, you know, we were playing from around the back and then trying to break them down and things like this. Both us and Sunderland are a team that usually sits back, so it was a bit of a feeling each other out. Especially most of the first half, we were kind of just feeling each other out. Most of it was played in the middle of the park. There were a few little forays down the sides here and there, but for the most part, it was a fairly even game. Sunderland, as I expected, were a very hard side to break down. They're very well organised. They gave us a lot of problems to try and break them down. And you know, perhaps on another day with Adam Wharton in there, might have turned out a little bit differently. But obviously we didn't have Adam Wharton, but we did have Jefferson Lerma in that role. We also had Daichi Kamada on in a number 10 type of role. Well, you know, behind Mateta anyway, on that right hand side. And so it was, you know, it was looking good for the most part. And I think actually we did make some very good situations, to use a phrase that Oliver Glasner uses. We did create some good situations. One thing in particular in that first half, which I thought was absolutely amazing, was a fantastic ball by Daichi Kamada. It was Will Hughes towed it down to Daichi Kamada, who first time hit this lovely little curling pass straight into the path of Jeremy Pino. Unfortunately, he just put it wide of the post, which was a real shame because that would have been a fantastic beginning to his Crystal Palace career. And you could see he was really frustrated that hadn't gone in. But it was a wonderful pass by Daichi Kamada, and I think he really had a good game this time. When he went back into Jefferson Lerma's position, because Jefferson Lerma went off, when he went back into that position because Uche came on, I felt that he wasn't quite as effective forward line, but he did have some good some good times, good placement, and he did have a couple of shots, which one of them brought out a good save from the Sunderland goalkeeper. So I think overall he had a really good game. I was really pleased with how he's developing now. And Jeremy Pino was all over the place. He was, you know, working really hard, trying to close down, which was great to see. He did make a couple of good tackles and got the ball off of people. He had another shot at goal himself, which went just wide. And you could see he was getting frustrated with himself, I think, more than anything else, because he wasn't doing the things that he thinks he can do. But I think it's going to take time. I think he's a good player, and I think once he finds his footing in, once he finds how the other players work, because he hasn't been with them very long at all, once he starts to work out how the others move and where they go, I think he's going to be a really good player for us. I really do think so. I think his frustration got to him a little bit at one point when he pushed one of the Sunderland players after they had a bit of altercation with the ball. But, you know, I mean, that's something he's probably going to have to work on. But again, you know, this is the Premier League and it's a different kettle of fish to other leagues. So I think if he gets used to that, then I think everything will be okay. He certainly came out in the second half and it was fine. Didn't have any other moments like that. So I think it was just a little bit of frustration on his part. But yeah, I was really impressed with how he played, to be fair. Second half, again, very similar again. Sunderland came out a little bit stronger than us in the second half to start with. Started to try and cause a few things for us, but they didn't really overly test Dean Henderson, to be fair. And we were still creating some opportunities, which I thought was really good from our point of view, especially near the end when we had the shot from Kamada, which was saved. We had a little toe in from Jean-Philippe Mateta, which was saved. You know, the Sunderland goalkeeper was really good. I felt he made some really good saves, kept Sunderland in the game. Because I think if he hadn't been on such good form, we might have won that maybe 1 or 2-0. So I think that, you know, he was one of the main reasons why we didn't get more than a point in that game yesterday. But it was great to see it. I think, you know, we played well as a team. I think, yeah, we probably missed a little bit of the creativity of Adam Wharton, but I don't think we're necessarily going to struggle. I think, you know, with Jeremy Pino and Uche in there, I think we've got two players who are certainly good enough to cause some problems for other teams. I mean, Uche himself, I mean, he's a tall guy and he's very physical. He was holding up the ball really well, and you know, put a couple of chances in, had a shot at goal himself as well, and he was only on the field about 10-15 minutes. So I think that was really impressed with him as well, and I think that his height plus Jean-Philippe Mateta's height in the box for corners for us is going to be a good thing to have. I think it's going to cause a lot of problems for defences. But let me know down in the comment section what you thought of the game overall. Did you think that? Let me know how you thought Jeremy Pino and Uche got on. I'd love to hear your thoughts as always. Please do subscribe if you got this far, and I'll see you next time.